At the end of this video, I'm not going to just inform you about this, but I'm going to convince you that a massive Meteor Easter egg is going to happen in Fortnite very soon. It's looking likely to destroy Tilted Towers. It sounds absolutely ridiculous, but by the end of this video, I should hopefully convince you. This is a fan theory turned into reality, and by the looks of things, is a secret that Fortnite are going to drop in the next few weeks. Let me know in the comment section if there's anywhere in Fortnite that you'd love to be destroyed. Would you want it to be Tilted Towers, or would you want it to be somewhere else? Let me know, and if you do enjoy, then do feel free to leave a thumbs up on the video. But without any further ado, let's discuss why Tilted Towers will soon be destroyed. This is without a doubt one of the craziest Easter eggs I've ever heard inside of Fortnite, and there is actual evidence to back this up. So, this started a few days ago on the Fortnite Battle Royale subreddit by a user called Tactical Pepperoni, who posted a very crazy theory, which at the time sounded so unlikely to happen that people didn't really take notice of it, but we are starting to finally connect the dots. So, he mentions that Tilted Towers hasn't been seen much love from the developers, and they obviously want it to disappear. So he noticed today that there's a bright blue meteorite in the sky going towards Tilted Towers, and with the most recent update for Easter, there are now telescopes added around the map with a blue reflection in their lenses. Pointing this out on my last Fortnite video, which spoke about the new vending machine which will be coming soon to Fortnite, and with the latest update there are telescopes around the map. Section here near Shifty Shafts has a few telescopes which are all pointed up towards the sky, towards this meteorite, and are also pointed in the direction of Tilted Towers. What was the last big significant moment involving a meteorite in human history is when the dinosaurs were wiped out by a huge meteor. We do know that the Battle Pass is space themed, and towards the end of the Battle Pass tiers, an explosion is being hinted at. There is a nuke emoticon, flame stripes, and a dinosaur banner symbol at the second to last tier. With all of that being said, the main piece of evidence to also point out is that the actual shape and size of Fortnite's map heavily resembles Poland, and Tilted Towers lies at approximately the same position on the map where a city in Poland called Poznan. You're probably thinking, why on earth do I need to know about this sort of stuff? Well, Poznan is the location where a famous meteor strike called Morasko struck. Now, is that just a coincidence, or is it not? Because I don't think it's a coincidence at all. This thing hit Poland in 1976, and it contained 7 meteor craters. The largest of the 7 craters is about 11 meters deep and a diameter of about 100 meters, and one of the craters, including the largest, contain lakes. With that evidence in mind, he thought that Tilted Towers is going to be blown up on the last day of the season, and the next thing to come up will be something space related. The meteor that you can see currently in the sky isn't just a normal meteor. This is a really bright colored meteor, and it also pulses like the gas around it changes. If you next play Fortnite, definitely look around in the sky to see if you can see this meteor, because it is definitely there, and the intention of this meteor is it's going to get closer and closer to the map. A further theory to back this up is that the Battle Pass has actually been representing what's going to happen with this meteor strike, and if you notice in this layer here, you can see an egg which represents dinosaurs being born. If we go further into the Battle Pass, you can see there is a kaboom icon which represents the meteor that wiped the dinosaurs out, and finally a fossil icon in the end which matches with this theory that, you know, the dinosaurs hatched, then there was a massive meteor which hit, and then they became extinct. Specifically was pointed out by a Reddit user called WNickW, but further people have dug in and even realized even more so than that. There are more icons in the Battle Pass, such as life forms after the egg, including a paw print, then the nuke, and then the fossils. At tier 50 of the Battle Pass, there is the shooting star and the sunshine banner representing a glow in the sky, which could very well be referencing the meteor in the sky as a shooting star. If you recall to February and very recently this week in the item store for Fortnite, there is the T-Rex outfit, which very well indicates with what we just spoke about with the Battle Pass. If you still don't believe me, within the game files of the game, a user on Reddit called Iron Rectangle has discovered a comet exists, confirming that the strange object in the sky is indeed a comet 100%. In the game, it's called Comet Center, and there's also been a confirmation within there as well that there is a second phase with this meteor, suggesting that it intends to move closer towards the map. In the game files, it's simply labeled as Comet Phase 2, but the icon for it seems to be a cone, which suggests that the comet is going to be a lot closer in the sky, meaning it's more likely to hit somewhere on the map as it's very close to actually hitting the ground at that point. And the comet also appears in an events folder in the Battle Royale section of the game files, meaning it is going to be an in-game event at some point. I definitely get excited as something is going to happen with this comet. What exactly, we don't know at this point in time, and we don't know the exact location of where, but the telescopes seem to be pointing towards Tilted Towers. Now, why would they be targeting Tilted Towers specifically? Well, a lot of people see Tilted Towers as the most broken part of Fortnite Battle Royale, as 30% of players within any game will always go to Tilted Towers to try and find its loot, and many have also argued that it just doesn't really seem to fit with the rest of the areas within the game. It just doesn't feel right. That is of course down to your personal opinion. I really like Tilted Towers, it's a great place for loot, but as it's of course now legendary known, there is a lot of people there, and there's a good chance you're going to get killed before you have a chance to loot and get yourself out of there. If 30% of players go to Tilted Towers, then that means that there is a large chance that you're not going to find anyone till the very last points of the game before you can actually start to kill people. Your only choice for high kill games is to go to Tilted Towers and hope for the best. How interesting would it be if Tilted Towers was removed from the map for a temporary amount of time to see how many players really disperse themselves to other locations and see how different the game balance is? Perhaps that is something that Epic Games have heard loud and clear and are maybe just toying with us to see what the game meta would be like if Tilted Towers was to be temporarily removed from the game, or maybe even permanently removed. I highly doubt that, but if this meteor does hit Tilted Towers, then it's going to be completely out of use. Something else to back up this crazy theory that a big Easter egg is happening here is that if you play on console, and if you are, then I'm sure you've come across this, but your controller will randomly vibrate at random points of your game. I assume this to be a glitch, and Epic Games have said on the Fortnite Twitter that it is a glitch, but I actually have a suspicion that it's not. First assumptions were it was related to the meteor and was a hint that it was in the sky, but a Reddit user called Vigilance Faux Tracer was intrigued as well by the random controller vibration occurring on consoles, and he looked at a pattern to see what would trigger it happening. What he discovered is that the controller actually does two types of vibration: a light vibration which is subtle and lasts for a second, whilst there's a harder vibration which lasts for 1.5 seconds, and he found a following set of 4 Morse code patterns. Intrigued him as to why there were 3 different vibration patterns, which turns out there's actually a logical reason as to why there is and what triggers the pattern. So the first pattern is what occurs in daytime in the game, a second when it's night, the third is when you're in the storm, and the fourth is when you're gliding down the map. By adding all of the Morse code together and then translating it into words, the following thing that he got was SOS D5418. So what exactly does this mean? Well, SOS is a commonly used distress signal in Morse code, which translates to save our souls. After a while of thinking, he figured out what the D5 meant, and he decided to cross-reference the map, and turns out that D5 is the grid which Tilted Towers is located in, meaning that this distress signal is coming directly from Tilted Towers, and they're broadcasting to the map asking for assistance. Last part of the code, the 418, is easy. Writing this out as 4118, you're getting April the 1st, 2018. From the time of you making this video, there's a broadcast dated tomorrow in where Tilted Towers is asking for our help. As far-fetched as this sounds, it does tie in very well with the meteor theory that Tilted Towers is going to be struck and destroyed. As mentioned earlier in the video, this is supported by the telescope and battle pass emotes, as well as we now knowing that this meteor exists within the game, where the event is going to occur with the meteor getting closer to the map. Literally, as I'm recording this video, making it for you guys, the Fortnite game is actually updated where the meteor is in its second phase, where it is actually getting closer to the map. Meteor was first spotted in the sky 4 days ago, and now this change to the meteor 4 days later means that we could probably expect this event to happen, if it is to happen, within the next 4 days. Whilst your astronomers out there may argue about the date or timing of the meteor hitting, you got to remember, this is a video game, and Fortnite, anything can happen, no rules are applied here. And it's also been argued very recently that the actual world of Fortnite doesn't actually take place on planet Earth. There's a lot of evidence to back this up, including how devastating the rain is inside the storm, which is something that we don't have, of course, on Earth. There isn't any rain that will physically kill you. You can see by the trees, as well as the jumpiness of the game. When you're in gunfights, you jump a lot higher than you would normally because the gravity isn't quite as centralized as it is on Earth. Even just mentioning that ties in so well with the theme of space within Season 3 of Fortnite Battle Royale. Come to the end of the video now. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe as well with notifications turned on, so if this does happen, then of course I'll be the first to update you guys, as well as any more crazy Easter eggs discovered within Fortnite Battle Royale. Let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments as well, and I'll catch you on another one very, very soon. Bye.